Good morning, everyone. Today I am starting the chapter 1 Reproduction in Organism. Each and every organism is capable to live only for a limited period of time. Lifespan refers to the life expectancy or longevity of an individual. It is the longest period over which the life of any organism or species may extend it. The period from birth to natural death of an organism is known as its lifespan. Maximum lifespan is theoretical, more meaningful is average lifespan. A very low calorific diet appears to prolong life. Reduced infant mortality and improved sanitation and nutrition account for much of the increase since 1800 from about 35 to over 70 years in most industrialized countries. Lifespan of an organism are not correlated with their size. The size of a crow and parrot are not very different, yet their lifespan show a wide difference. Similarly, a mango tree has a much shorter lifespan as compared to a peepal tree. Whatever be the lifespan, death of every individual organism is a certainty. That is, no individual is immortal except single-celled organism. All forms of life ensure their continuity by a fundamental characteristic termed reproduction. Lifespan of banana is 2 to 3 years, and in case of rose, lifespan is 10 to 15 years. In case of butterfly, it is 1 to 2 weeks, and in case of tortoise, it is 100 to 150. Parrot have a 140 years lifespan, while elephant have 70 years. Horse have 40 years lifespan, and rice plant have only 3 to 7 months. Banyan tree have 400 years lifespan. Fruit fly have 20 to 30 days only. Crocodile have 60 years lifespan, while crow have 15 years. Dog have 22 years lifespan and cow as well. Now I am explaining what is reproduction. The individual organism die at the end of its lifetime, but species continue to live from generation to generation. Reproduction is a vital process without which species cannot survive for long. Reproduction is the process of generating offspring, and all living things reproduce. It is a biological process in which an organism gives rise to young ones similar to itself. The main purpose of reproduction are: number 1, continue and preserve the species. Second one is pass species genetically identity, and third one is keep the evolutionary chain going. There are two major types of reproduction in biological world: asexual and sexual. So what is the difference between asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction? Asexual reproduction occurs in lower invertebrates and lower chordates and lower plants, while sexual reproduction occurs almost in all type of animals and mostly in higher plants. Asexual reproduction always uniparental, while sexual reproduction usually biparental. In asexual reproduction, gametes are not formed, but in case of sexual reproduction, gametes are always formed. In asexual reproduction, there is no fertilization takes place, but in case of sexual reproduction, fertilization takes place. Asexual reproduction involves only mitosis, while sexual reproduction involves both meiosis and mitosis. Progenies are genetically identical to the parent, means clones, in case of asexual reproduction, while in case of sexual reproduction, offspring genetically differ from the parents. In asexual reproduction, multiplication occurs rapidly, but in case of sexual reproduction, multiplication is not as quickly as in asexual reproduction. And in case of asexual reproduction, since there is no variation, so it does not contribute the evolution of the species. But in case of sexual reproduction, since there are variation, so it contributes to the evolution of the species. So now I am explaining what is asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction is without union of gametes or sex cells. The offspring that are produced sexually are not only identical to one another but are also exact copy of their parents. The morphologically and genetically identical individual produced by asexual reproduction is termed as clones. Asexual reproduction is common among monerans, protozoans, lower vertebrates such as sponges, jellyfish, flatworm, and many annelids. Evolutionary point of view, asexual reproduction appeared before sexual reproduction. So, I am telling about the characteristics of asexual reproduction. There is no production of gamete, able to colonize a large surface rapidly, no waste of time on searching for parents, and a rapid multiplication with some genetic material. Now, I am talking about the types of asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction takes place by several methods like fission, budding, fragmentation, regeneration, spore formation, and vegetative propagation. Fission. Fission is a kind of reproduction in which a cell or body divides into two or more parts and each part grow into a whole new individual. Different type of fissions are binary fission, multiple fission, and plasmotomy. Binary fission. So what is binary fission? Binary fission is the most common type of asexual reproduction and is observed vastly in simple organisms such as bacteria, archaea, and protists, particularly some protozoans. After replacing its genetic material, the cell divides into two nearly equal sized daughter cells. The genetic material is also equally partitioned, therefore, the daughter cells are genetically identical to each other and the parent cell. Based upon the plane division, binary fission can be further classified as simple binary fission, longitudinal binary fission, and transfer binary fission. Now, first one is simple binary fission. The plane of division of cytoplasm is variable, but it is right angle to elongated dividing nucleus. Example, amoeba. Now, second one is longitudinal binary fission. The plane of division passes through the longitudinal axis of the animal. It occurs in flagellates such as Euglena and Trypanosoma. The flagellum divides first, followed by the division of the body. And third one is transfer binary fission. It is also known as horizontal binary fission. The division is right angle to longitudinal axis of the body. Example, Paramecium, planaria, diatoms, and bacteria. In Paramecium, the meganucleus divided by amitosis while macronucleus divided by mitosis. Second one is multiple fission. In multiple fission, the amoeba withdraw its pseudopodia means false leg to form a more spherical shape as in binary fission, but then secrete a wall round the cell to form a cyst which can survive harsher condition than the normal amoeba cell. Inside the cyst, the amoeba divide multiple times by mitosis to produce many smaller daughter cells. These daughter cells are released when the cyst wall breaks. Second type of asexual reproduction is budding. Budding is a form of asexual reproduction. Extra outgrowth act like a bud in any organism. A new individual develops from a small projection or the bud arising parent organism. In some species, bud may be produced from almost any point of the body, but in many cases, budding is restricted to a specialized area. The initial protuberance of proliferating cytoplasm or cells, the bud eventually develops into an organism duplicating the parents. The new individual may separate to exist independently, or the bud may remain attached, forming aggregate or colonies. Budding is characteristics of a few unicellular organisms, example certain bacteria, yeast, and protozoans. A number of metazoan animals, example many sponges, certain cnidarian species like Hydra, regularly reproduce by budding. Now, what is internal budding? In freshwater sponges like Spongilla and few marine sponges, gemule means internal buds are formed. Each gemule has a mass of archaeocytes surrounded by a protective covering to tide over seasonal drought or adverse environmental condition. Gemule formation is also called internal budding. Next one is sporulation. Spore is a reproductive cell capable of developing into a new individual without fusion with another reproductive cell. Spore thus differ from gametes, which are reproductive cells that must fuse in pair in order to give rise to new individual. Spores are agents of asexual reproduction, whereas gametes are agents of sexual reproduction. Spores are produced by bacteria, fungi, and green plants. Bacterial spores are resting or dormant stage in the life cycle. It helps to preserve the bacterium through periods of unfavorable conditions. Many bacteria spores are highly durable and can germinate even after years of dormancy, means resting stage. Among the fungi, spores serve as a function similar to that of seeds. They are produced and released by specialized fruiting bodies. Fungal spores germinate and grow into new individual under suitable condition of moisture, temperature, and food availability. Fungi produce two major types of asexual spores, spongiospores and conidia. Spongiospores. Now I am talking about spongiospores types. Endogenous, formed and contained with the sporangium. Forms that as a result of cleavage, means breakdown of protoplasm around nuclei, followed in some cases by formation of a wall around each nucleate portion of protoplasm. Characteristic of fungi belonging to Phycomycetes, Oomycetes. There is two main types. Zoospore means motile and aplanospore means non-motiles. All zoospores share some common features. They are naked, wall-less cells specialized for dispersal because they cannot divide or not absorb organic nutrients. They swim from many hours using endogenous food reserve that insist by retracting or shedding their flagella and secreting a wall. They can respond to a range of environmental signals which they use to locate the site where they will insist. And now I am explaining conidia, exogenous, often formed at the tip of supporting hyphae called a conidiophore. Hyphae is a thread-like structure of fungi. Group of hyphae is known as mycelium. Develop in a variety of ways. Conidia characteristics of microscopic fungi and belonging to the Excomycetes and Basidiomycetes. And the last one is vegetative propagation. Vegetative propagation is a form of asexual reproduction in plant. It does not involve flower, pollination and seed production. Instead, a new plant grows from a vegetative part, usually a stem of the parent plant. Multicellular structure becoming detached from the parent plant and develop into new individual. They are genetically identical to the parent plant. For example, liver rods and mosses from a small clump of tissue called gamete that are dispersed by splashing raindrop to form new plant. Bulb, culm, offset, rhizome, runner, sucker and tuber are all important means of vegetative propagation in cultivated plant, and though these vegetative units are called vegetative propagules. Number 1. Now I am explaining tuber. Tubers such as potato are fleshy underground storage structure composed of enlarged part of the stem. A tuber functions in asexual propagation as a result of tiny scale leaves with buds that grow on its surface. Each of these buds can form a new plant genetically identical to the parent. Example, potato means Solanum tuberosum, also called eyes on tuber. Second one is rhizome. Rhizome are the modified stem which may buds and sufficient stored food. A piece of rhizome containing a bud can give rise to a new plant. This method is adopted in agriculture in the propagation of plants like ginger, banana, turmeric, etc. Third one is bulbils. Bulbils are a small bulb-like organ of vegetative reproduction growing in leaf axil or on flower stalk of a plant such as the onion and tiger lily. They are multicellular, fleshy buds that take part in vegetative propagation. Example: agave, oxalis, pineapple, lily. Leaves. Leaves of many plants have adventitious bud and help in vegetative propagation. Example: Bryophyllum, Bignonia. In Bignonia, injured leaf develop into a new plant. Uninjured fallen Bryophyllum leaf does so form buds present in its marginal side. In Bryophyllum, reproduction takes place through asexual mode. Example: budding. Buds are produced in it along the leaf margin of Bryophyllum. When it gets matured, these buds fall on the soil and develop into a new plant. Next one is offset. These are one internode long runner that occur in aquatic plant. Breaking of offset help in propagation. Example: water hyacinth, water lettuce, means pistia. Water hyacinth, commonly known as water terror of Bengal, is a free-floating perennial aquatic plant. It is one of the most invading weeds formed growing in the standing water. It takes oxygen from the water, which causes death of fishes. This plant was introduced in India for its attractive flower and shape of leaf. One of the fastest growing plants known, water hyacinth, reproduced primarily by way of runners, stolon or offset, which eventually formed daughter plants. Next one is runner. Such as those formed on strawberry plants are slender horizontal stem that spread outward from the main plant. Entirely new plant can develop from nodes located at interval on the runners. Each node can give rise to new roots and shoot. Example: lawn grass. Next one is sucker. A number of short underground stem branches known as sucker arise at the base of aerial shoot. They grow into aerial branches which develops adventitious root and a new sucker at their base. When these suckers are separated, a number of independent plants are developed. Example: mint, chrysanthemum. And last one of asexual reproduction type vegetative propagation example is bulb. A bulb is an underground stem with a number of buds. On being separated and planted, these buds give rise to new plants. Example: garlic. Onion can also be propagated by bulb. By multiplication by seed is more economical. Now, sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction involves the production of new living organs by combining genetic information from two individuals of different sexes. In most higher organisms, one sex male produces a small motile gamete sperm which travel to fuse with a larger stationary gamete ovum produced by other female. Sexual reproduction is also called synergis or amphimexis, which is the fusion of two haploid gametes which form a diploid zygote. Gametes are produced in gonads which are mesodermal in origin. Fusion of gametes is called syngamy.